Poor old Papa takes the first again. First class, thousandaire. Alrighty. Yes, eh? There's gonna be some changes around here. It's funny, for a coin guy, I really don't like change. But ironically, never-ending change is the only thing that doesn't change. This intro's about to change, because I got some more change. Salud. Welcome back, friendo. Old pal of mine. It's gonna be a fun one today. Pull up a hot cup if you got one. And get ready to enjoy the best stacking channel on YouTube. I'm not conceited. Someone put that in the comments before. I read it on the internet, so it must be true. Look, whenever I'm the best choice, I get nervous, because I know I should not be. I'm a bit selfish and borderline immoral. So the first thing that crosses my mind is, who are these main people that are messing up or dropping the ball? I made a little pyramid out of mercury dimes, and I'm going to put this little gold-plated one on top. Perfect. If you think I'm just goofing off here, you're wrong. I got some important information to go over with myself, and you are certainly welcome to listen in. So stick around. Strap in. Everybody always says that. I guess they want you to wear your seatbelt if you're in your car. The pyramid looks much better from the top. It's so flat. I gotta rethink my strategy with that. Oh, before we get started, please hit that like button. And if you're a thousandaire extremist, hit like on all the comments below and chime in on them too while you're at it. I see you've done that in the last video. It's insane. It's so awesome. The thousandaires are a-coming. Our presence will be felt. So, what's the story with these low-grade Morgan dollars here? I'm so glad you asked. If you are not new to the channel, you know I buy one each week. I've been doing it for about 2 years. And over time, I started developing a taste for finer Morgans, unlike what you see here. Don't get me wrong though, I like these too. But I've been buying much meatier Morgans with robust breast feathers on the eagle. Notice this eagle? Not a lot of feather detail. I was buying Morgans with a natural luster, not to be confused with just shiny. A violated, cleaned coin can be very shiny. I like a blast white natural luster, no doubt, but if I see a nice toned Morgan, well, I almost have to have it. And as I'm sure you may already know, toning can be natural or synthetically induced. I also like a lot of detail on the obverse or the front of the coin. Can't seem to hold on to this. All right, here we go. As you can see, this obverse is not very detailed. The ones I became accustomed to buying had very lustrous locks of hair. Unlike this gal who's, how do I put it nicely? Well, she's been passed around a lot. But at least the date shows up. And you can clearly read Liberty on her Farragon cap. So what's the plan? My finances are not quite mortally wounded. But I do have a giant gash that's going to take some time to heal. Months. I'll get to why that is in a bit. Another thing, I'm thinking my giant stack of Morgans is a bit of a distraction. I think noobs to the channel, or noobs to stacking in general, kind of get the wrong idea when they see that big pile of treasure. Plus, I'm kind of sick of lugging it around. So I'm thinking I may prestige. It's a term from the video game Call of Duty. I barely played that game. I'm more of a fighting game, war strategy type of guy. You want to meet me at Tekken 8 or some StarCraft 2? Maybe it could happen. But anyhow, prestiging in Call of Duty, you give up your top rank and you start all over at the bottom. Voluntarily. I think when demonstrating the constant drip to others, it's important to start from the beginning again, instead of starting at the end result. All right, blah, 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 nutshell. I made a big purchase. It's going to take some time to heal, so I'm on a budget, a tighter budget. And I'll be using the Kansas Kids method of Morgan shopping for a while. A while, that is. And what's that method? Looking for unloved Morgans in coin shops, and sometimes they are miraculously sold for under spot somehow, or just very little above it. I don't know if it's just a temporary dealer blind spot or something, but he mentioned it. I looked, and yeah, it was a reality. I got 9 Morgans here I'm going to start over with. Some I paid $25 for, and some of the more detailed I paid $30 for. These are the Morgans I will be buying for a while, but don't worry, they'll join their friends later. But I think I'm going to lock the gals up in a safe box at a bank. I know many do not like safety deposit boxes. It has been brought to my attention several times that the government can take your money from a safety deposit box or you could lose it or not be able to get to it during a grid down situation. I understand the risks. But what do you think happens more? Grid down situations or robberies or burglaries? I'll add, I'm a fan of a diversified portfolio, and I'm a fan of geographically diversifying my stack. Here's a quote. Let me know if you know where it's from. Divide your portion to 7 or even 8, for you do not know what disaster may occur on the earth. That quote is also the reason why I'm a fan of octopi, which symbolically are often associated with villains. I think it's a ruse, perhaps implemented by the true villains. But think about it. If you diversify your assets and divide your assets by 8, if someone or some event should cut off one of your tentacles, you're still 87.5% efficient or capable, like one of those bugs from the bug planet in the movie Starship Troopers. You know, I'm kind of sick of remakes, but they really should remake that one. If there's a movie I should watch, let me know in the comments below. Just don't fail me. No pressure. All right, let's get to why I'm broke or cash poor. As you may already know, I had to run my big mouth and say I was going to buy a centinario every 6 months. A centinario is a Mexican 50 peso coin that contains 1.2 troy ounces of gold. It's 90% gold. The first one I bought was 2K. Then 23, 24, 25, 36. Yeah, the price is uncomfortably going up. And I figured that could happen a long time ago when I started this. Past me was aware that gold inflation could move faster than wage inflation, forcing me into a perplexing situation. I think I used that word right. So here we go. Centinario number 6. Only $4,120. I had to shuffle some things around. You know, I want to complain, but this actually hurt every time I've done this. If centenarios go up to like 5K or something, I will need to evolve somehow in order to stay in this fight. I got it. I'll use my radioactive mercury dime. Radioactive mercury dime or get better job. The dime may give me superpowers or a horrible disease. The new job might suck. What if I have to be politically correct? I guess perhaps I could just speak with highly intelligent innuendo. Let's try the dime. All right, it's almost time for me to go to work. I think it's working. I may not need the job after all. What's my radioactive superpower? I can hand over painful amounts of filthy fiat promissory notes for centenarios. I can't spend $8,000 a year on these. I got to figure something out. Or maybe gold will just go down. If you chuckled or maybe spit out a little food at the screen, don't think it can't happen. Because it can, and it has. Yeah, we're talking roughly 40% drops. And more than a decade for it to return. Even with this much gold, I don't fear it. I think it's a beautiful thing. I'll be in the Dip Valley buying cheaper centenarios. Will that happen? I don't know. Anyone that tells you they do know, they're lying. But here we are, the June centenario. It's been accomplished. Please, if you have not already, hit some buttons, like buttons, comment on the likes, like on the comments. I don't know what I'm saying. And if you're new here and you found yourself enjoying the content, hit that subscribe button and stick around. Don't leave it up to chance me showing up in your feed. But whatever, if you're comfortable missing out, I am too. Well, I won't be missing out. I'll be here. Whatever. That's it. That is it. Thousandaire Radio, wicked job. Join the pen pals. You can now write me at The Thousandaire Collector, 1700 Sullivan Trail, Suite 7, Box 111, Easton, Pennsylvania, 18040. Don't forget to include your info so I can put you on my mailing list.